My next guest, he's armed. My next guest, they've done the show twice. They're here the second time. They're still one of the top indie bands around. And you, big music fan.
I love big indie music. I love big indie music. Give me big indie music.
Here, just sit quietly. Sit quietly. Performing Cruise Your New Baby Fly Self from their album Cruise Yourself. Please welcome Girls Against Boys.
Everybody, we are back. My next guest began performing together 6 years ago in Washington, D.C., and they've just released their 5th album, which is entitled Freakonica. Please welcome Girls Against Boys.
There's obviously nothing wrong with signing on with a major as long as you have creative control. Is that something that was pretty much stated? I mean, they're going to really let you guys do what you want to do and what you always have as a band?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't an easy decision for us because we had such a good working relationship with Touch and Go, and we've always worked on independent labels in the past, and working with a big corporation, I think, was a little. We each have individual ideas and opinions about that, but.
There's more of that interview with Girls Against Boys coming up in a little bit.
Boys performing a song off their album House of GVSB. This is Disco 666, and this is The Sign of the Beast.
It seems to me, and I've thought about it. When I thought about stopping, it seems to me like, well, I would miss something. It's like it's like a little dream in your head, and if it's you can't just shut it off. If you shut it off, it's not there, and life seems empty.
Let's talk a bit about the history for people who may or may not know a lot about the band's history. Originally, you've relocated to New York, but you're from the D.C. area. And Soulside, of course, was was the band that you were involved with, and managed. Tell me a bit about how you decided to come and form Girls Against Boys out of the Soulside thing.
Well, after Soulside was around, really in the late 80s, like 87 to 88, I mean 89 is when we were really playing. And we did so much touring that after a while, I think we kind of burned out, and we decided to break up the band. And within a couple of years that followed, we found we were all living in New York, so we thought, hey, maybe we, broke the last band up a little too soon, so let's play some music again.
I since I was very young, was really like a lot of people, I just was attracted to rock music. I went to concerts from very young, and I wanted to do what those people I saw on stage doing, like Ozzy Osbourne and these big rock bands and stuff. And I was fortunate enough to grow up in Washington, D.C. in the States, a city that has actually has a very good local music scene, which I discovered at around the age of 14 or 15. And
this song is so hip right now, I'm going deaf. I want to kill the singer. Kill the 3 times bass expansion unit. One of us will touch you. Kill the drummer, he can't play. One of us will break.
I remember very clearly in the beginning, starting out, and sort of it felt like everything that I was doing was like basically an imitation of someone else. And then, but by continuing to do it, eventually I found my own voice. It was, I hope, sort of distinct. And that was what was important, I think. It's the same with writing or painting or any kind of endeavor like this. I think you you have to start with a framework, and then you try to create your own voice, and that's very exciting when you feel it happen. You can also lose it. Sometimes it comes in and out, but that was what was important in the beginning. I think one of the reasons why is I've also from an early age like puzzle solving, and music and making songs is kind of like solving a puzzle. And I think that's what I like about the creative part of it. How people record, technology has changed so much, so it's like, well, it's completely different. But on the other hand, I think the motivation is probably the same. It's just there's different tools, there's computers and stuff like this, and to use to make music, but the motivation is the same. I mean, the idea is still to try to make something that is to try to find your voice, to make something that is you. And so, even though we used to go on tour without cell phones, and I don't know how we did it. I don't know how we got from one place to another without a GPS, but we managed it. And now we have all those things, but we, I think the motivation though is the same. Against Boys, we're in New York, but we signed up with Touch and Go Records in 1992. Really, first record came out in '93. But once we signed up, I knew the bands that were on the label. Jesus Lizard was playing in New York at CBGB's, which was where everybody played back then. And I talked to the owner of Touch and Go. I said, "Hey, can I go down and meet the guys?" It was like, I'm a pretty big fan and stuff. I'm pretty excited. We were very excited to be on Touch and Go. So I went down there, and I remember very distinctly because I went backstage to meet them, and I walked up to David. I said, "Hey, I'm Scott. I'm in this band. Girls Against Boys, and it's like, we're on Touch and Go." And how he can be, he was like looking at me like, "What's up with that band name? I don't like it." Or something. And I was like, "All right, okay." But later on, we toured together and became very good friends.
Kill the bass player, kill both bass players, kill both fucking bass players. Kill the guitar player, kill Scott, kill Eli, kill...
How would I say this? I think when I was younger, it felt like the kind of music you liked, like our song, the kind of music you like, it felt like the kind of music you like was important to your identity. But as you get older, it's kind of like you are who you are. Your experience becomes more important to your identity than the type of music that you listen to. But back then, it seemed like kind of a, you know, to know about all the touch and go bands or something like that was like, it was part of your identity if you knew that. You know, it was like it was part of a scene or something. And at 46 now, I don't really feel part of a scene anymore. You know, I'm just an old man.
Thank you very much for coming by.
Thank
it was
you.
terrific to see you.
All
Kim
right.
Alexis, Undo gave much success. Thanks very much. Want to thank Brett Butler, Gilbert Gottfried, and especially Girls Against Boys. They're going to play us out and eat cheese. Am I right? I'll find my...
Everywhere you hear a sound, it's so wild, baby. Everywhere you hear a sound, it's just somebody. Kinda took it high, oh, kinda took it high. You got to get high, you got to get high.